Are you going through a hard time? I want you to consider that maybe God or the world needs this from you right now. For example, I heard this man singing and it was so emotional and so beautiful, and I discovered the backstory behind his singing. His daughter would have been 2 years old this year, but she died. And every month on the day that she died, he gets really drunk and passes out on the sidewalk. And when he wakes up in the morning, he stumbles to his car. And as he's leaning against his car, he always asks the same thing, which is, why, God? Why me? And as soon as he asks that question, he hears a song in his head. And his guitar is usually in the trunk of his car. And just right there, he'll just stop in his car and he'll start singing. And I think that only someone whose heart is broken in that way, who's so split wide open, who's cut that deep, can sing with that much soul. What if God needs you to have cancer right now? Because when you walk into that hospital room where you get chemo and you see all those other cancer patients sitting in their chairs hooked up to IVs, you realize that God brought you here to this room not to give people hope, not to be a hero, but to be sick with them, so that you could sit with them in their illness, just so that they wouldn't have to be alone. Because if God was in this room, and He is, He's also hooked up to an IV. What I'd like you to know about God is that God wants to be, do, and feel everything that you're experiencing. Because God doesn't have a body. God has you. You're His body. You are God's face. You are the face of God. And you are loved.